Well, that's fortunate. The Silicon Valley Bank CEO filed in January 26 to sell 12,500 shares, which sold on February 26 or something like that. And just a week later, they announced a $2 billion need for capital inflows. Nothing weird there. Anyway, in case you're wondering what I'm doing, I'm down here in Pensacola, Florida, looking out at the thunderstorms. Kevin and I were going to go fishing, a fishing trip, a father and son fishing trip on a cruise, whatever cruise boat. I'm not, one of those small little speedboat things, whatever they're called. But with it looks just thunderstorms, so we got canceled today. So hopefully we'll make it here tomorrow. We'll see. I've been fishing a long time, dude. It's been a long time. I mean, I'm from an island in Maine. I used to go fishing, every now and again. In the summertime, probably quite a bit. Never had enough patience to do it very often, though. But I enjoy catching a fish and filleting it or whatever it's called. But I haven't done it since when I was in college. My roommate Chris Chapman and I went. I think it's Burke Lake is what it's called out in Northern Virginia. Sat on a boat and drinking beers and fishing. And I only came to do two things: drink beer and fishing. And we're all out of beers, which meant I was done fishing. Anyway, so we'll see if it shakes out here. Hopefully we'll get some good weather tomorrow. All right, so anyway, look at this guy. He's like, suckers. What's this guy's name? Greg Becker. It's the second time doing this video, so I had to redo it because I said something vulgar that rhymes with his last name, and I don't want it to be vulgar on here to offend people any more than I already am. He sold 12,451 shares. Nice, on February 27th. Good work if you can get it. And yet, literally just days later, they raised a letter saying they're looking to raise $2 billion in assets. What? How did that happen? That's how, man, look at that guy. He's honest as the day is long. Sure. There he is speaking at the Milken Institute, global conference in Beverly Hills, California. All these freaking woke guys, dude. It's crazy. They're all the same. It's all fake. Why do people fall for the woke? It's all fake. It's all rich guys like this saying, I can get over on everybody else. And what they do is they fund their little stormtroopers of freaking BLM, Antifa crazies. And they say, hey, you're going to be our stormtroopers and you're going to police up anyone who dares challenge our authority. And we're going to rake it in. It's crazy, man. Now, is his stock selling illegal? I don't know. Let the courts decide that. But come on. This is more than just fortunate. I mean, who knows what the hell's going on? Coincidence? Come on. Lots of chatter today about the possibility of generalized U.S. banking system stress due to SVB troubles. The U.S. banking as a whole is solid. Yeah, really? It seems like we heard that back in 2007 there, Mohammed. I'm not saying I don't know. You don't know. Nobody knows. We don't know until the damage is done. SVB failed on March 10th, which is literally just what he sold his shares on February. He basically got to give him February 27th. You think he did not know about the need to raise capital on January 26th when he filed his thing to sell the shares? Come on, man. I mean, look, if it's legal, I'm more power to you, man. You took advantage of the system for your own benefit. I can't fault you, baby. You got family you got to take care of, number one. I get it. What is it with the system that allows this kind of stuff? So I don't get it. How can you still be a libertarian thinking that private corporations are where it's at? This is all fascism, my friends. The big government in cahoots with big business. The big government doesn't tell big business what to do. Big business tells big government what to do. It's kind of like when I first Rush Limbaugh said this about the Democratic Party about 10 years ago or something like that. I'll never forget. It really woken me up. He says, the Democrats don't control the media. The media controls the Democrats. I'll never forget that. I said, man, Rush Limbaugh, R.I.P., baby, because that was friggin' profound. I'd never thought about it like that. That's right. Big business isn't controlled by big government. It's the exact opposite, man. Big business controls big government. I had this issue with some guy. So Rockefeller, I think it was a Palestinian museum or something like that, and I can't remember. It was just something, I did a thing on my YouTube channel, a community thing. I said, and now it's called a Rockefeller, historical museum or something like that, which supposedly houses the Dead Sea Scrolls. And I said, I couldn't believe that people, what is, Rockefeller's doing in Israel? I mean, the whole thing is just weird. It used to be a Palestinian, now it's Israel, and then it went to Rockefeller because if they didn't have the money. I said, then the Rothschilds fund other things. Now I get the Rothschilds in Israel, I get that, but why the Rockefellers? It's weird. In 1967, the whole point is this money. Don't forget, John D. Rockefeller's dad was a literal snake oil salesman, not just a pretend, a literal snake oil salesman. That's a fact, Jack. So how is it that this guy, out of nowhere, obscurity, it's just some basic accountant who saw his dad as a snake oil salesman, becomes the wealthiest man other than like King Solomon? You see what I'm saying? Do you think that was just happenstance, or was he picked? They looked over, the Satanists look over the world of ambitious people, the Rothschilds. And Rothschilds means, I think I'm going to say like red shield, if memory serves. I can't remember. But it's interesting when you look back at how the Rothschilds came. Very interesting. The Rothschilds, so they're of a Abrahamic religion. The Rockefeller is of another Abrahamic religion, Baptist, if memory serves. It's well beyond, Judaism. I don't know what the Muslims, who their version of the Rothschilds or the, I don't know who the Muslim version of the Rothschilds or Rockefellers are, but Rockefellers are Baptist. I think it's Baptist, but anyway, I'm almost positive. But anyway, be as it may. But they all bow before the same evil, dude, which is world domination. And it's amazing to me how people don't see this. And if you think big government's telling those guys what to do, you're crazy. This is freaking multi-centuries worth of money just accumulated over time. And I think there's a guy, Rothschilds, who did not want to go into banking. He instead wanted to be a farmer or something like that. And basically, if memory serves, he might have killed himself. I can't remember, but it's interesting. I feel bad for the guy. He's like, dude, I just want to, I want to raise sheep. I can't remember what it was. You're like, and I can't remember what happened to that guy, but it's an interesting story. But I almost want to say his name's David. Actually, for some reason, I got David Rothschilds in my head. I can't remember. You should look it up, man. It's crazy. And you're like, man, I feel bad for that guy because he was like, I was born here. I don't want this. But anyway, the staying power of the business people is a lot longer than the staying power of Sniffy Joe or freaking Trump or the Clintons. The Satanists pick and choose the most ambitious. This is why communism will never win, because communism, the most evil and violent, always rise to the top. The same thing with what we're dealing with now. This fascistic state is the most ambitious, rise to the top. Not the best, the most brutally ambitious. And they'll step on anybody, and yet they'll never be. It's a Faustian bargain. Don't play the Faustian bargain. Look at this guy. I have no clue what this guy's circumstances are. Don't need to know. Don't need to care. But in my opinion, he sold his soul for 12,451 shares, which is worth $3.6 million. Man, there's not enough money in the world to get me to sell my soul, dude. Does that mean I'm perfect? No. But 3.6, you're still going to pay probably long-term capital gain tax on that. So you're going to lose 15, hopefully 20%. So let's just say you lose, we'll just say $1 million. You're left with 2.6 million, and forever the stain known as a guy who sold his shares right before the collapse. Whatever else they fed you, dude, that's not enough, man, for your honor, integrity. And again, it might be on the up and up in terms of the legal system. Doesn't mean it's on the up and up in terms of the reality of the world. Don't sell you. That's cheap. Satan hates these people. He hates them because he's like, man, I bought your soul for $2 million. Are you kidding me? So you have a boat, a yacht. You can hang out with Jeff Epstein. That's how little value your soul is, dude. I'm not saying we don't all have a price, but man, when devil comes knocking, if you're gonna freaking even entertain it, make it worth something. Because $2 million ain't it. All right, love your thoughts. We'll see you.